little human. So you've returned. I knew you would. I've always been able to count on you coming back to me. Even during this time, while you're still considering my offer for you to stay with me, you have yet to actually run away. I appreciate that. Come! I have something special planned for us today. Yes, there is something I wish to show you. I have been thinking about this for a long time, since the idea of you staying was first brought up. You are my mate now, but I understand that you are hesitant to give up your life in the human world. You are but one of the few brave humans who have dared to venture into this forest, and even then, I can tell it scares you somewhat. It is understandable. You are not accustomed to living outside your civilization. I think, though, that you may change your mind once you see the true beauty of this forest. And so, today, allow me to show you that it isn't as difficult as you might think to make this place your home. For example, here, these berries, they're edible. Here, taste one. Sweet, isn't it? They grow in abundance in this area, especially around this time of year. Perfect for gathering, and they make for a delicious snack whenever you like. There are other types too, though it can sometimes be tricky to distinguish between them and those that are poisonous. Don't worry though, I can teach you to recognize which ones you should avoid. You see, finding food is always an adventure out here. The forest always offers exactly what you need, sometimes more. It is simply a matter of knowing how to find it. You will want for nothing as long as I am here to guide you. Trust me, this is a life I know well. I've lived here far longer than I can remember. These trees, these streams, these hidden glades, they've always been my home. And I know they can be yours too, human. Oh! Do you see that tree up ahead of us? The one with the twisted branches that look like fingers reaching toward the sky. That one is particularly special. It has been here since long before you were born. Probably since before I arrived here too. It watched over this land like a silent guardian. And just here, below its roots, you see? There's a hidden hollow. It's the perfect place to store things. Dry, protected. I'd been able to keep food stores here for months without them going bad. And no one else knows about it. You can think of it as our little secret. Not that many others wander around here anyway. You're quite unique in that sense. Come on. There's still more I'd like to show you. You know, living here would give you a life of peace. Your life with other humans always seems so stressful, judging by how you have described it to me in the past. It hardly seems enjoyable. You would have none of that worry if you lived here. Out here, there's nothing but the endless sounds of the forest, the gentle rustling of the leaves, bird calls. I would make sure you had everything you needed. I could take care of you. Oh, stop here. See this moss-covered log? It may look unremarkable, but it's actually a perfect marker, if you know where to look. Here, stand just to the side of it. Now, if you look forward through the trees, you should just be able to see it. Yes, there's a freshwater spring hidden just between the rocks and the shrubbery. Crystal clear water that flows down from the mountain, untouched by anything in the wild. It's beautiful, isn't it? You see how it catches the moonlight? On clear mornings, it glitters as though it's covered with 1,000,000 stars. And it's pure, fit for even the most delicate taste. You could live here and drink from this spring as long as you'd like. I often come here alone, just to think. Usually I enjoy the isolation, but it's nice to have you here with me. Oh, you feel it too? You're right. This place is different. It's as if time seems to slow down. Even the air feels softer, warmer. On clear nights I will often sleep here. It is a good place to rest, safe from the wind, close to everything I might need. This is also where most of the healing herbs in the forest grow. They can be used for anything. A cut, or a bruise, even a fever. The herbs work wonders on all of it. They grow in abundance, so they will always be here, should you need them. Like I said, the forest always provides. It takes care of its own, and, should you choose to stay, that would include you too. The winter. Well, it does get quite cold. But, as you know, my nest is well protected and well insulated. It remains warm even when the snow falls. I can also build a fire, just as well as any human. And, if we're lucky, some of the animals around here may come to share their warmth with us. You'd be surprised at how social even the creatures of the night can be. I truly do believe you could come to love it here, just as much as I do. As humans have developed, they've seemed to drift away from places like this. But I remember a time where people and nature lived together in harmony, when forests weren't considered something to fear, but something to respect, to care for. It's rare these days to find someone who still holds a connection to the wild. But you, I can sense that connection in you. You belong here, with the trees, the animals, the gentle quiet of the forest. I know that it might seem strange to leave behind everything you know, but sometimes everything that you're searching for is right there, waiting, just a few steps away from the path that you're used to. And I'll be here to make sure you feel at home. It won't be hard, I promise. With time, living in the forest would become second nature to you. Here, let's sit for a while. Look up at the stars. When you're out here, away from the bright lights of the human world, you can see them so clearly. It's as if the sky itself opens up, welcoming you into its embrace. And the longer you stay, the more you start to feel like a part of something vast, something eternal. I'll be here, by your side, whenever you need me. I've been here for a long, long time. And I know I still have an eternity ahead of me. You'd still be free to come and go as you please, of course. I'd never hold you against your will. And I would still like more of that tasty food, if you are willing to provide it. But I hope you choose to stay. You have something rare, Something I've come to admire. A strength of spirit. A quiet resilience. The forest needs someone like you. And perhaps, so do I. Come, let's keep walking. There's so much more to see, and I want you to know all of it. To see for yourself that this place could be a true home. With every step, you'll find the forest embracing you just a little more. Greetings, little human. I'm glad to see that you are still here. Whether or not you choose to return to me, I'd like to ask you to subscribe to the channel. That will make it much easier for you to find your way back to me. Or you can also order a custom audio at anigomi.com/commissions. Whatever you'd like, we can make it happen. Well, that's all I had to say. I will leave you now. Take care of yourself, human. I would very much like to see you again.